All right, and we live.
We live.
Let's get with it, yeah.
Hey, someone side here.
Gotcha, I got you. Right there. You showing that one? Yep, got you. All right, bet. Yeah. So, we got us here. This is our first interview, very first one for Since We Talking. Number one, we here. All right, I'm here. Of course, Val Campbell. Got here with my cousin.
Jerry, what's happening?
Yeah. So, the way we're going to do this is, it's going to be real kind of a natural flow conversation today. I got a few questions that I'm gonna ask, but I'm definitely gonna just let the conversation flow how it does. All right. So start off. It's real good seeing you. How you been?
I've been living, man. I've been living. It's nice out here. Good day. This week's been busy with work, but take me how I go. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we like to hear right there, man.
What we got today?
What we got today? You trying to get right into the question? He's trying to get right. So he said no. He said no small talk. We're gonna get right into the
small talk leading to the big talk.
Said big things only. Okay. I see it. So look, this is all about just talking about where we at right now in our journey. So my first question is, if someone were to ask you to describe your life right now, like as a book, what part of the story you think your book is gonna be in?
Describe my life as a book. And what part of the book I'm in?
What part would you be in right now in the book?
Right now, my part of the book, you never tell. You never know how long the book is gonna be.
You said you got multiple books, or you just still on one book? You got that.
Multiple books. Okay, if we put in the multiple books, I would say this series of books, this is probably the fourth book. I'm in the fourth book right now.
Okay, how many books you got in your series?
You never know.
You don't know where the series is. Okay. You said he in the fourth one, though. You said this ain't just
so if we were doing chapters, it'd be already 4 chapters.
Fourth book, fourth chapter, he on his 4/4s, right? 444. Keep gaming like 444. Yeah, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
In that fourth one,
that's a good one. I like that.
I like that too, man. So you're in your fourth book, so I mean, you're not at the intro. You already got the introduction and everything.
Yeah, the scene's been set.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A lot of the pieces are falling into play right now.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always I wouldn't say drama. There's always a story to tell. There's always a story to tell.
Mm-hmm. Not looking at it as necessarily conflict, but it's gonna always be some life on life that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, I got you, man. So when that life happens, the thing that I always come back to is that purpose. And so, purpose is one thing that I always come back to that help me keep going. How would you define that purpose for you?
Defining purpose is being comfortable in your own skin for me. And that's the main thing when it comes to lifing at you. You know what I mean? When there are things that happen totally out of your control or even within your control that makes you uncomfortable. It's really how you respond to that also, and also how you view yourself, not within that space, but as in a separate space. You don't have to automatically you don't have to attribute yourself to the same dynamic that, or at least the same environment that you're in. You know what I mean?
I definitely know what you mean.
It's like I can be an individual, and I can be comfortable in being an individual. So it's just trying to find an individuality that I'm comfortable with. You know what I mean? Regardless of the situation I'm in.
Mm-hmm. So you think that everybody got that different set, that individuality? They got to find their individuality where they gonna fit in.
I wouldn't say it's for everybody, because I feel like everybody's different. You know what I mean? I feel like there are a lot of people who would rather be in a community sense, and there are a lot of people who would like to be a hermit. You know what I mean? Just everything's on a dynamic. I wouldn't say a scale, but maybe a spectrum in a sense. We're always changing. We're always evolving.
I mean, that kind of lead right into that next question, though. That dynamic that of different, that community versus the hermit and always evolving.
Right.
So you see that purpose. Would you say that you are ordained that from the start of your life? Like when you born, you already are born with that purpose, or you think that purpose can change over time as you get more, like, is it a nature versus nurture thing, or how you feeling about that?
Nature versus nurture, or free will, fate, however you want to put it. I think it's personally, I think I'm open to free will more than anything, because like with me and my whole life, I've learned how to adapt way better than like I could like focus in on one thing. Or I wouldn't say like plan. I could plan for sure, but at the same time, you could plan for anything, and things change. You know what I mean? So
that's right in the art of war right there. The plan never survives for contact with the enemy.
exactly.
At least you got that plan. You got to be ready for it to fall apart.
And it's like I would say personally, it's more of a the nature versus nurture is interesting like bit, because like they both go hand in hand.
They do go hand in hand. They do. I ain't want to put it.
It's the nature of a mother to nurture. You know what I'm saying?
I want to put that in there and be like, you can take both. I want to see where you gonna lean more towards.
I lean more towards free will. So
more that nurture in there. Or that more
could be nature.
Could be nature. It could be nurture.
It could be nurture.
It's definitely more towards that free will versus that fate. Man, that's a good one. That's a good one. Though. I like that. So, before I get into them questions, let me get a little personal. You know, over here, since we talking, the way we get to talking, we got to get to reading. You know what I'm saying? So we always got to have the look. So hold on, let me show you. We got this book right here. It's called The Principle of Moments. I want y'all to know, Black author. This story is like a space opera. It goes back and forth in time. It goes to the future and to the past. So get you on this principle of moments, all right? And then, we're gonna stay on that black, because you know we stay on black. We stay on black. Everybody already know.
Oh, we mind.
What more needs to be said? Come on now.
I've been reading the autobiography of Malcolm X right now.
Okay.
Picked it up from the local library. It took me probably like a week to find it in town.
Support your libraries. Get your library card. Get your reading note.
Libraries got a whole lot more resources than you think. Like this is years ago, probably like 22 when we went to Houston.
Yep.
3 years ago, we was driving down to Houston, going through Arkansas. No cell service, no Wi-Fi. I went to the library the week before and picked up a hotspot. Easy. We was in there jamming, man.
Clutch factor.
It was jamming. Whatever.
We'll get you a library card.
So, yeah, library. But so far, the book has been good. But I gotta pick it back up. That's the thing.
I feel that. For me, I be reading. It definitely come away. Like, cause when I be at work, I be trying to read. I'm trying to read me at work. I also like to read, like actually holding a book. I know a lot of people got the audio book. They can be listening and reading. I be wanting to get on there.
I don't connect with it. Don't connect with it. Because when I'm reading, I'm picturing it. But when I'm listening and not really like picturing it. You know what I mean?
I got you. I feel you.
It's kind of like a podcast. I could listen to a podcast for like maybe an hour, and then I'll be like, I picked up a few things for it. You know what I mean? I couldn't tell you what happened in this certain part of the book. You know what I mean?
Because you just listen to it. But if you're reading that book, you like, because I know with me, when I be reading, if I got me a book, I know I got a whole bunch of different bookmarks. I got a whole bunch of different like little tabs. I find a fire bar for my bookmarker. I'm gonna put a bookmark right there. I know when I'm coming back to it, I'm gonna reach that.
Gotcha. Yeah, some things resonate harder, especially when you have your own inner dialogue going on with it too, because like language is a beautiful thing. The English language, an interesting thing.
The English language,
but it's still a language, you know.
My next question for you, man. You know, I love talking about passion. So my question for you is, do you know what your passion is? Do you know, or like how you found your passion? If you know what your passion is, or
passion,
you're still discovering it, and it's like
my passion, I guess, kind of diverts back to the individuality of being who you want to be, and that it's a journey in of itself. You know what I mean? Like I picked up chess whenever COVID happened. and I dove into that, and it just like it. However much energy you put into something, there, I feel like if it's true, it'll overlay on top of your whole life. You could see the same principles within something on top of something else, or in different moments of your life. So it's like me doing all that chess stuff. I play chess like every day for like maybe 200 straight days, just trying to get better.
I got in one of the rounds.
I don't know. You probably did. I don't know. I don't know, man. I was probably playing around, learning new stuff.
I tried to hit the I tried to hit the I forgot what it's
Scholars
called.
mate.
Yeah, I think it's called the Scholars mate.
You got Scholars mate. You not getting me with those numbers. Like it's not happening. I might put those out every now and then. We try to do something crazy, but
gotta always try to stay at that chess game.
Yeah, but it's like again, on top of like even playing chess, it helped me like figure out like maybe I'm not the best planner. You know what I mean? It'd be like you can think 3, 4, 5 moves ahead, and then your opponent doesn't have the same thought path or thought pattern you have. So it's like you literally have to adapt. You have to. So it's just pushing yourself. You said that on board with something. You know what I mean? So like. Say when I was doing that chess thing, I was also into just even listening to new music. I was like a radio DJ, and I was just trying to find new music to listen to. I was just hanging out. I can listen to music and play chess, but like I wouldn't be able to focus on what I'm listening to or focus on the chess. So I was doing the same thing, but it's like
you have to focus on choose which one you want to focus on.
Kinda, yeah, but if you throw it all together, even some of those principles still overlay on top of each other.
That overlay.
So it's kind of like it deepens your passion for both items.
That's it.
Yeah.
That passion for one overlays with the other. It's gonna deepen that passion. As it deepening that passion gonna come back overlay.
Yeah, it could be. I guess I might keep it in chess terms. You could have like new discoveries coming out of nowhere by like messing around with your passion. You know what I'm saying?
So you believe in a higher power, like something that?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, I feel like there's gotta be a higher power.
How would you define that higher power for you?
Defining it, man, I haven't really thought about this recently, but defining a higher power.
Like to give you a little bit of a little leeway on there. It's more so when I'm thinking of the higher power, I'm just thinking of like I always think of God.
Yeah.
But then when I try and
conceptualize it, kind of thing.
It's just for me, God, a lot of the feeling.
Yeah, I would say it's more of like an emotional state of being kind of thing, but even deeper than that because you don't feel beauty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, it's definitely like we're immersed into this. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, again, finding that individuality.
It's gonna be different for each person. That's why I was just trying to give a little.
And for me at least, it's kind of like there's certain like ticks or certain things that like catch your ear or something. And it could come from one of your passions, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like you're so involved with that thing, and it's like finding that truth within it versus keeping it on layman's terms. Like it's more of like it's like a co-creative experience, I would say.
Take that down. Co-creative experience.
Yeah. That's how I view a higher power. I feel like God or however you want to put it, it's more of a conversation between you and it. You know what I'm saying? And like there are a lot of powerful books out there. The Bible being one of them, one of my favorites. I think just the message within the New Testament, at least, is totally surreal, and it's kind of like there's layers within that message, and no matter how much you peel back, there's always going to be some more like immersion to figure your way out of. And people can go crazy doing that. You know what I'm saying? Me being one of them. But at the same time, there's like no matter how deep you go, it's always going to be another way to peel. It's like an onion. But being secure and knowing that like you have that like it's a conversation. It's not like something's happening to you. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, how could this happen? It's more of like a this is happening. How can we work with it, or what can we do about it? You know what I'm saying?
Conversation, not just a one-way street, not just a. It's more like a call and response type of.
The timing of it is interesting, so it's kind of like it could be effect and then cause. You know what I'm saying? And it's more than a feeling. You don't feel beauty. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you something just like it's like a confirmation of me that there's different forces at play. How I'll put it. Yeah, I believe
That question, that word you said is our forces at play. How does that make you feel? Because in order to make you feel back to that like purpose and that passion, where it's more that free will versus fate, like there's a higher power above us right now. So is what I'm doing in alignment with what the higher power is asking, what God is asking, or am I choosing to go my own path, or is this path already ordained too? That's kind of where that passion and purpose comes from. When you got that higher power, what does that make you feel like when you have those same thoughts?
Got you. I feel like I got to a point where like blaming yourself or feeling unaligned was more of like it was more transactional than a conversation. You know what I mean? Like the struggle is gonna happen. We're born into it, kind of thing. And like to be honest, pain kind of brings a whole lot of beauty out of a whole lot of stuff because when pain's absent, but like just reminded, it's kind of like I kind of take it how it is. You know what I mean? I don't feel wrong about anything. It's just like I would more rather view myself as a person immersed in this conversation with the higher power, uh, and try and live how I would want to live in that. You know what I mean? It's more like an individual thing. So it's kind of like I can't place myself anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you could adapt however you want. You could take a turn, go straight or whatever. But at the same time, you could wander the whole time and still enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there are a lot of things that hurt people that aren't really a direct like fault like at the people. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. I could go to see. I get that.
Yeah. I don't really have like a dynamic, at least right now, currently, where I'm feeling like I'm misaligned or with with my conversation with God. I feel like I'm human and I'm going to experience this life, and I'm also gonna enjoy it. So yeah, there could be things that go wrong every now and then, but at the same time, it's just kind of more like a discovery that things can go wrong. So it's not like I don't know. It's an interesting like dynamic.
Any other you really thinking on, like where you at,
Uh huh.
and then you making a connect to this higher power and knowing that you don't have, you'll stay in what your life is.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like I feel like whatever I want is the purpose of like me being here. You know what I mean? Kind of getting to that point where I'm passionate about something. I feel like that's the closest you could really get to getting what you want for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're passionate about it and you're delving yourself into something, uh, the themes are always gonna come to the surface. So it's kind of like you'll get the truth. You'll get the truth wherever you want to find the truth at.
That's true.
What about you though? In the conversation.
It is a
The
conversation.
conversation.
You're gonna bring it on, okay. So what you asking me though?
How do you feel? How do you feel about um, the higher power and being aligned with the higher power? If that could be a thing, you know. I don't know if it can be a thing. I feel like everyone is aligned with their true selves. Well, I wouldn't say everyone's aligned with their true selves, but I feel like everyone's searching for their true selves.
Yeah. So for me, I get to talk to a lot of people, and I like to say that my view on the higher power and my view on my relationship with God has been like a puzzle piece. It's been connected by a lot of people.
Right.
My family has been entrenched in church since before I was born. So
Yeah.
I got them, and the people that I've been around since I've been in church, just listening to them, how they talk and how they behave, how they move throughout has just shaped me without them even necessarily having to say what their views are. Just how they behave and they constructed me wholly. So with me and that view of the higher power, I definitely believe that that higher power um, is in us, and also at the same time separated from us. The separation comes from us being human, and our spirit is inside of this human vessel.
Yeah.
And so after we transition from the human vessel, then the spirit gets to go back to being with the Creator.
Gotcha.
But the spirit is still in us.
So we're not really even separated in a sense. You know what I mean? It's kind of like an illusion.
Mm-hmm. And so I think that being able to know and understand that you have whatever your higher power is, whatever you like, 'cause it doesn't have to be just God. It could be Allah. It could be karma. It could be even destiny. It can be
Right.
like, it can be all these things. And what you have to realize is, no matter what that higher power of yours that you're claiming, that it's still in you. Like it's always been there. And once you realize that it's in you, you don't have to search outside of you for that meaning anymore. You still get that same connection because it is still something that the flesh, this vessel, is also separated from.
Yeah.
But even in that separation, there's the word I would say is beauty in that separation because you get to know that there is more.
Yeah, for sure.
And one thing that I picked up from my brother was talking about meeting the God in you. So it's meeting that spirit, like those spirits having connection, because it's not just me that has the spirit. We all have that higher power connection inside of us. So when you get to meet that spirit connection and someone, then it's just another piece of the puzzle. That's why I say I feel like I've been puzzled together by so many people just being around them.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I'm doing this podcast too, because getting to have these conversations with people about how they view a higher power, how they view passion and purpose, how they view all these things, how they maneuver throughout life. You get to just
aspect of maybe even like a viewpoint you couldn't give yourself to, and that's a beautiful thing, man.
And hoping that the people that's listening, they also get to get that same connection. Hopefully, one day you might be able to get on a sense of talking because we always gonna be talking. We always gonna be talking. So, and so since we talking, let's talk about it. And so, I got two more questions. So, one more question, more personal for you was your hair journey. Uh-huh. There's a lot going. I see my wave. Yeah. Check the wave. They don't want to get too seasick. I don't want to get too seasick. But yeah, your locks. Like, describe your journey for it. Because a lot of people have different lock journeys. Some people talk about how they was growing them since they were birth, and they cut them off. Then they have to re-go through that journey for like a loss or stuff like that. What about for you?
For me, I had short hair most of my life, like afro. Um, after the fade every now. Bald fade when I was like elementary. Yeah, I ain't never had long hair.
That's a canon event right there. You gotta get the bald fade.
Bald fade when you're like 5 years old. It's like I'm too grown for this. Nah. But yeah, I think I started my lock journey 2018, like fall 2018 or something around there. But it was basically like I was questioning if I wanted to get some because I was in college and I don't know, I was just tired of getting cut like every 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. And I asked my barber and she was like, yeah, I do locks too. I'll twist your hair right now. And I was like, let's do it. And she twisted it there and it was like, started going back to the barber shop every 3 weeks to get retwist. It was the same.
Change from a cut to a twist.
It was the same deal, but I enjoyed it. It was a lot of. It kind of let me like learn that there's like different ways to take care of yourself. And through this whole journey, it's been pretty interesting. I don't know. I don't see it too deep. As some people claim, curious about it as well. I like how the sun like dyes your hair after a minute, like your sun bleaches it. So like at the end it starts turning brown. I thought that was pretty cool.
I straight never even noticed.
I thought that was really cool. So it was kind of like a bookmark. You know what I mean? Coming up on year 7 soon. So I don't know. I'm thinking about cutting them. I'm thinking about shortening them. I don't know yet. I don't know. It's a journey. It is a journey.
And then so my last question. What's the one thing that you carry through your life? Like I wouldn't say it's like a life motto, but maybe like a philosophy that you carry with you.
It's a lot.
You can drop a couple if you got them.
I know you win some, you lose a lot. Is like a big one. I learned that in chess.
You win some, you lose a lot.
You learn if you can learn from your losses, you can also learn from your wins. So it's kind of like a two-way street, but you do lose a lot. You're trying to learn. Cry about it or die about it is something that like
you got 10 choices. What you gonna do?
It's something like you can cry about it, you know what I mean, or you could die about it. So it's kind of like
what you gonna do, man?
Kind of like I could just whine and suffer in my own like spot, or I could just like stand up and be willing to like fight for something. You know what I mean? You might lose because you lose a lot, but you might win. So you cry about it or die about it. I don't know. Off the top of my head, like what I got going on right now. I'm real big on right now. I guess I'm real big on finding out who you want to be. And that's like I would say it's like a lifelong journey. It could be a lifelong journey. It probably is a lifelong journey. How would I know? But
Again, it goes kind of back to that individuality where
Yeah.
some people, they find out who they are real early on and they just continuously on that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
the one I think about instantly is kind of like LeBron. At the early age, students gonna be basketball, and basketball carried him to every stage of his life. He's done a lot of different ventures, but the one thing that's remained that constant was that basketball. For some people, they change jobs every 3 months. You get a different job. Every time you want to reinvent yourself, you get a new like you can do a new hairstyle. They bookmark their new life as a new hairstyle and stuff.
Yeah. And it's like, what do you want? What do you want to define you? What do you want to be defined by?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, what do you want to be? It's not for someone else to like tell you who you're gonna be. You know what I mean? It's like it's a you thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I like how that's what I've really been on right now. It's finding out basically how you want to live.
I like that. I know for me, is actually the thing that I would definitely fall back on is writing. A lot of times, writing and reading, they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But because to get better at writing, you got to read. Like reading is a very fundamental thing, and with reading comes a lot of conversations that you can spark up. And I think that that's one of the biggest things that I want to implore in this podcast as well is having a conversation. Is to also find something to read, find that passion that you're about, read about it. We were talking about the library. Library is a very powerful tool. Where if you got a passion about something, you can go to the library, you can find something out about it to read about it. And reading can also help you discover who you are just by the type of books that you want to read. It don't have to always be like for me. I know I read a lot of fantasy, a lot of fiction books, but you can read the nonfiction. There's a lot of information in biographies, a lot of information in just and books that talk about like farming, books that talk about just different political systems and things like that. Like there's a lot of different books that you can read when you find what you enjoy reading. Then you open up a whole new avenue to discovering things that can help you find your purpose, can help you find who you are, can help you answer these questions.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that because like writing is a creative experience as well. Like you're bringing your thoughts, you're bringing like an inner dialogue, and you're bringing it to the world that's like a stamp in time. Like anyone can pick this up and be in that moment with you. So I feel like it's kind of more of like kind of going back to the effect and cause thing, you know? Like it's not linear. Like this world is not like a linear experience for real. Like sure, we're set up to where like tomorrow's gonna be tomorrow every single day. But something written years ago can help someone tomorrow. And it kind of brings them back into a space where something was happening during this time, and they can kind of like I wouldn't say history repeats. Like
My favorite one is, but it does rhyme.
it does rhyme.
It does rhyme. It might not repeat, but it does rhyme.
So it's like you could just the things they come back up. So it's cool.
Yeah, man. I think that's all I got for it, man. I think we had a good little convo right there. Man. So you know what I'm saying? This Since We Talking, been a Spoken Power production. I've been Valden.
It's Jerry.
Next time. Peace. Can we talk for a minute?